On Friday, Donald Trump posted, "I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings."
How dare you, sir? Would an untalented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go yourself.
We have a president who is moving this country rapidly into authoritarianism. He is suing media who criticizes him. He is going after law firms who have clients who were against him. He's going after universities that teach courses that he doesn't like.
Imagine Colbert and Bernie Sanders teaming up like a mismatched superhero duo. Forget capes. Colbert swings sarcasm like a sword, while Bernie powers the stage with furious hand gestures that could run an entire wind farm. Together, they charge straight into Trump's circus of chaos, ripping it apart joke by joke, rant by rant. If you thought Trump had seen it all, buckle up. This showdown makes reality TV look like nap time.
At this point, Trump isn't even trying to hide his awfulness. His critics accuse him of being a wannabe dictator, so what does he do? He sits down with Hungarian dictator and elephant seal barking for a trout, Viktor Orban. Orban went down to Mar-a-Lago on Friday for an official fake state visit with the not president. Orban's a bad guy. In the last decade, he has weakened the institutions of democracy, eroded the legal system, and eliminated effective opposition. Did you ever know that you're my hero for trying to end democracy? I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wheel.
He does not believe in the rule of law. My understanding is that the governor of California, the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, did not request the National Guard, but he thinks he has a right to do anything he wants. And I would say that to a large degree, the future of this country rests with a small number of Republicans in the House and Senate who know better, who do know what the Constitution is about.
If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe and ring that bell. The internet's on fire, not from nature, but pure human-made chaos wrapped in orange hair
back to Trump's
and
legacy,
lightning-fast
the picture
tweets.
is crystal clear.
Somewhere in a dimly lit studio, Colbert leans over a pile of cards that look like nightmares scribbled by a headline machine. Tonight, his satire is sharper than a chainsaw at a pumpkin festival, and we all know who his target is.
Sleep at night. The Epstein scandal will not go away. The president denied that Attorney General Pam Bondi informed him that his name was in the Epstein files. So naturally, last night, the Wall Street Journal reported that Attorney General Pam Bondi informed the president that his name was in the Epstein files. I, for one, was shocked. What are you going to tell me next?
It always starts small. One random tweet loaded with capitals, exclamation marks, and words that don't exist. Colbert doesn't just read it, he shreds it with surgeon-like precision. The nonsense drips like someone trying to explain rocket. Science with emojis and golf metaphors. 1 second he's arguing with a cardboard cutout. The next he's turning a failed business into a comedy sketch, so wild even toddlers pause their cartoons.
Won this election because quite appropriately, what he said is, you know, the system is broken. And he's right. The system is broken. The healthcare system is a disaster. We have more income and wealth inequality than we have ever had. You got 800,000 people sleeping out on the street. Real wages for American workers have not gone up in 50 years. The housing situation is a disaster. So Trump said, look around you. Situation is a disaster. It's broke.
The crowd roars. Not polite chuckles, but the kind of laughter that says, finally, someone made sense of this madness. Meanwhile, Bernie storms in. His voice isn't flashy. It's heavy, fueled by decades of town halls and grassroots fire. He doesn't need gimmicks. His outrage is pure energy, slicing through Trump's chaos with truth that hits harder than any punchline.
Just like the cover-up on his face, it is patchy, and there's some really ugly under there. The incriminating details just keep coming out. For instance, this resurfaced 2010 Jeffrey Epstein deposition.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Okay, that's a slam dunk. Just say no. Okay, take it away, Jeffrey.
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Wow.
Unemployment numbers, healthcare gaps, broken promises. Bernie lines them up like bowling pins, and with one swing, the whole thing crashes down. Trump's policies collapse under cold, relentless logic. And strangely, it's hilarious because when chaos meets truth, the punchline writes itself. Colbert drops the sarcasm, Bernie drops the spreadsheets, and together they form a tag team of destruction. One armed with rubber chickens, the other with brutal statistics. It's chaos, demolished in stereo.
What Trump is going to do is make a bad situation even worse. Do we need radical transformation of American society? Yeah, we do. That means doing what every other major nation does, guaranteeing health care to all people. It means making sure that when working people retire, we are able to expand Social Security so they can retire with dignity. It means ending the absurdity of having the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth, making it a situation where kids can afford to get a higher education, that we're dealing with climate change. So, what Trump has picked upon is that democracy is not working for a whole lot of people.
There's laughter, outrage, and the strange joy of watching a carefully built empire unravel like wet cardboard. Colbert zooms in on the tiniest slip-ups. A typo becomes a scandal. A policy flub turns into a full-blown skit. The jokes land because they're rooted in reality. He's not inventing chaos, just shining a spotlight on it. Then Bernie steps up, methodical and sharp. While Colbert sets the stage with satire, Bernie delivers the weight that makes every laugh echo twice as hard.
And the art of duality. Comedy meets truth, sarcasm meets outrage, and the end result is a spectacle so satisfying it borders on artistic genius. Visuals help.
The president made a big deal about how he broke off the relationship with Jeffrey Epstein a long time ago. But according to Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, Jeffrey said he stopped hanging out with Trump when he realized Trump was a crook. Wow! That's extraordinary. Amazing. Jeffrey Epstein breaking it off with you because you're a crook. It's like walking into an intervention organized by Rudy Giuliani.
On one side of the split screen, Trump stumbling like a blindfolded man in a maze. On the other, Bernie's cold facts, charts, and statistics that slice deeper with each revelation. Mispronounced words become running jokes. Wild gestures morph into entire segments. The audience can't look away. Trump's exaggerations are shredded by Colbert's humor, while Bernie catalogs every failure like a storm of righteous fury.
And in your opinion, what is the worst case scenario for the election result in 2024?
Well, obviously, I'm going to do everything I can to see that Donald Trump is not elected. It's not just that Trump is a pathological liar, and he is. It's not just that he's a sexist and wants to deny women the right to vote, that he's a xenophobe, saying horrible things about immigrants. It's worse than that. He does not really believe in democracy, and everything he is doing is trying to undermine the faith of the American people in our democracy. And if Trump wins, it will be a disaster not only for the American people, but he will be supporting right-wing governments and right-wing movements.
It's like an economics textbook turned into an action thriller. Colbert paints Trump juggling golden coins and slipping on charts, while Bernie delivers the gut check. This isn't fantasy, it's real-life policy crashing down. The magic is in the clash. Jokes meet facts. Satire collides with fury. Colbert makes you laugh, Bernie makes you think, and together they turn politics into the wildest performance art of the decade.
No, you don't. Because things cannot be known anymore. What you thought you knew is just history. Especially history, because the Smithsonian has now removed Trump from the impeachment exhibit in the American History Museum. Oh, now you care what's in the American History Museum. Where was that enthusiasm when Dad worked so hard to plan the family trip to D.C.?
Then comes the hammer. Sanders dissects Trump's tweets line by line, showing where bluster doesn't match reality. Humor softens the blow, but facts hit like sledgehammers. News pundits scramble. Colbert reenacts the chaos. Bernie fact checks. Live, it's devastating. Campaign slogans, press stunts, even golf trips all become running gags. But beneath every joke is Bernie's relentless truth bombs. It's brutal. It's brilliant. And then the montage. Colbert's absurd animations, Bernie's piercing stats. Chaos meets clarity, and the circus finally looks small.
So many people who are less well off in your country voted and will probably vote again for Donald Trump.
I'll tell you exactly why. Because they are looking at the government, they're looking at the Democratic Party and saying, I can't afford health care. My kid can't afford to go to college. Everything being equal, my daughter is going to have a lower standard of living than I do. What are you doing for me? You're not doing really much. Trump is coming along. He is an atypical politician. He wants to get rid of all of that stuff. Why not? Maybe I think he's a little crazy. Maybe I don't agree with him on this, but at least not part of the old-fashioned political establishment.
The combination is hypnotic. One side is comedy, the other is critique. And together they form a show nobody can ignore. The audience laughs one moment, gasps the next. This isn't just entertainment, it's satire turned into a weapon. Colbert delivers the setup, Bernie drops the hammer. By the climax, the crowd realizes Trump's chaos doesn't need riots to collapse. It only takes wit, scrutiny, and maybe a flying rubber chicken.
The news goes from stupid to sadly stupid. But today, I'm happy to report it's just plain dumb. Because, was it just this morning? Yeah. Late this morning, the president held an impromptu press conference from a highly unusual location.
Sir, why are you on the roof?
That's nice.
The news cycle goes from dumb to dumber, and Colbert thrives on it. He spins Trump's golden escalator dreams into a carnival ride, and Sanders instantly cuts it down with numbers that sting harder than the jokes. The stage becomes a battlefield. Comedy versus facts, with Trump's credibility dangling in the middle. Tweets are read like courtroom confessions. Bernie drops trade deficits like bombs, and the audience is torn between laughter and stunned silence.
An appeal. Bottom line here is, the way to beat Trump is to say, yeah, you want change, we're going to give you change. But it's not based on racism, it's not based on xenophobia. It's a change that says we're going to create an economy for you, not just for Bill.
And then the finale. Colbert and Sanders strike in sync. A tweet, a gaffe, a press conference, all dismantled in real time. Colbert exaggerates the spectacle. Bernie smashes it with data. Trump's carefully staged world crumbles, not from violence, but from exposure. Comedy merges with truth, and chaos is roasted, fact-checked, and served back with a wink.